everyone. Today I just want to share with you this simple recipe we have in Ghana. Okay, I'm going to share with you 2 ways of making this delicious condensed toffee. Okay, so condensed milk toffee, but we call it condensed toffee or fine toffee. Okay, and this is after I've made it, like, okay, just a few minutes after it's made, and this is how it looks, nice and chewy. At the end, I'll show you a day after I made this. Okay, I'll show you a day after me. So let's get into the video. So as I mentioned, I'm making it 2 ways, okay? So whenever I'm making condensed milk, ever since I came into the UK, whenever I make condensed milk, I add some mixed nuts, okay? I just show you some whole mixed nuts. I just roasted it for like 10 to 15 minutes. What I'm coming to do right now is to remove the skin of the nuts, okay? So this comprises of walnuts, peanuts, what nuts, what nuts, all the nuts, like about 4 or 5 nuts, I can't remember, Brazilian nuts. Please, my brain is not actually working. I peel it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush it. I want it into pieces, okay? So I put it in my little chopper to chop it up, okay? If the way I did it, I just pulsed it like 2-3 times, okay? And I scooped all the big ones, and the little ones at the bottom, I poured it on my plates, okay? And the big ones is going to go into it again and to pulse it for 2 or 3 times again to get the same sizes, okay? When I leave all of it and I keep pulsing, I'm going to get a paste, and I don't want a paste. I want crushed, nuts, and this is how it looks like. I'm not going to use all of it. I'll use some. I'll save some for later. Okay. So here I have butter and I have condensed milk. 2 tins of condensed milk. The measurements I'll show you. And there I prepared my table, my paper. So once it's ready, you have to move fast. Otherwise, you know already it gets hard, right? So I added my condensed milk into my pan. It's a heavy base pan, and then that is the containers. Trust me, I scrape all the condensed milk out of the tin, right? And I've added my butter. I'll put the butter is about 25 to 30 grams of butter. And if you look closely, you see that it's like, because I left it to scoop the tins, and it started burning at the bottom. I didn't reduce the heat. When you see brown bits in it, don't worry. Just keep stirring, okay? It's not going to spoil your toffee, right? Your toffee will go through many phases. It will turn into liquid. It will turn into something thick, and thicker and thicker and thicker until it gets to this stage. Once you see that the color is nice and golden as you see it, please take it off the fire, and it's ready for you to roll or for you to cut it into pieces. So what I do is I divide it into 2, and half of it is going to be plain, and the other half I just add the nuts to it. Okay, so mix in the nuts as much as you want. Okay, if you mix it too much, it's going to be still nice, but it's going to be nutty. If you mix in too much, that's what I meant, right? Going to be nutty, and it's going to be more like brittle. The texture wouldn't be like toffee, okay? But for it to be like toffee, you have to reduce the nuts, right? So what I'm going to do, what happened here? I think I moved my body moved my tripod, and I didn't realize it, so that I was out of frame a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. At some point, I remember my daughter bringing something to show me. Oh, Charlie, it's not easy. Some doll be. Mommy, look at the dress I made for my doll. Yeah? And it's beautiful, nice. Can you leave so that I can make my condensed toffee? So what I do is I flatten it and I cut it. So when it comes out in a polygon form, like, parallelogram, quadrilateral. Hey, Charlie, Mass, Bibi Asemo. So when it comes out like that, with like a long log with 4 sides, so it's got rough edges or 4 flat sides, okay? As I said, polygram, parallelogram, something like that. It's easier for you to roll. Traditionally, we form it into balls and we roll it and stretch it. You see the way I'm rolling it, you roll it that way. As you roll, you stretch it, right? But then with condensed toffee, if you have experience with it, you see sometimes when you roll, it doesn't roll. It tends to want to go flat, right? So when you flatten it and you cut it straight like that, right? You roll it. It is easy. It just rolls nicely, and it's just perfect, and it's amazing, right? So easy. And so you see, this is like a day after, and yeah, it's a bit chewy as you want your condensed toffee to be, and the other one is still brittle, just breaks like that. amazing, amazing recipe. I hope you love this. I have talked plenty. It is just toffee, but I happen to be talking about mathematics. The reason why I don't know. Forgive me, but sometimes life goes that way. Toffee, therefore, toffee is equal to parallelogram, mathematics. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.